I don't know if you guys heard, but it's been 20 years since a little franchise called Harry Potter movies started coming out. 20 years. I still can't believe it. I still remember going to see the original Harry Potter film. And while I myself am not a big Potterhead, I appreciate the Harry Potter movies, especially the last couple ones. Like the Deathly Hallows 1 and 2, I actually really quite enjoyed a lot. And you know what? Revisiting some of the older Potter movies lately is because my wife, Anne, major Potterhead. So she's had them on TV a little bit, and watching them with her again, like even some of the older ones, I'm like, you know what? These were really good. And of course, recently they had the big 20th anniversary special on HBO, which was fantastic. Even as a non-hardcore Harry Potter fan, I was like, that reunion special thing was wonderful, beautifully done. It was really excellent. And my wife Anne was in tears like 18 different times throughout the special of it. That being said, with all that momentum, some question marks started coming up about, well, there is a Harry Potter story called The Cursed Child. And I think it was Chris Columbus, who came out and said that he, one of the directors of the Potter franchise, says, I would actually like to make that movie, and I'd like to get the original cast back and make that movie. And that got some excitement going. Now, The Cursed Child, even amongst the Harry Potter faithful, isn't a really popular story. So maybe some people like something else, but it did get some enthusiasm going about maybe if the director's saying they'd like to do it, and they just did this 20th anniversary return, maybe this could happen. It's not going to happen because Daniel Radcliffe himself has just came out and said he has no interest in doing it. And this comes to us from the folks over at Coming Soon. They wrote the following. This is what he's saying. It comes from Daniel Radcliffe himself. He said this. This isn't the answer that anybody's going to want to hear when they ask him if he would go back and do Cursed Child. He says, this isn't the answer that anybody's going to want to hear, but I think I was so able to go back and enjoy it, the 20th anniversary special, because it's not a part of my day-to-day life anymore, Radcliffe said. I'm getting to a point where I feel like I made it out of Potter okay, and I'm really happy with where I am now. And to go back would be such a massive change in my life. Now, before you start worrying that means he'll never do Potter again, he does go on to say this. Despite that, Radcliffe isn't fully closing the door on Harry Potter just yet, revealing that he might be open to reprising the title role in the distant future, given that a significant amount of time had already passed since the Deathly Hallows film. I'm never going to say never, but the Star Wars guys had like 30 and 40 years before they went back. For me, it's only been 10. It's not something I'm really interested in doing right now. And that, of course, comes to us from Daniel Radcliffe. Okay. So I got a couple of thoughts on this. Thought number one is, I get it. This guy's entire life, up until 10 years ago, hell, even the last 10 years, has been all about and nothing but about Harry Potter. That's obviously a big blessing, but it's also, a little bit of a curse as well, right? So, and for the last 10 years, he has been working very hard to try to get the right kinds of roles and to be seen in Hollywood as a legitimate actor and not just be seen as Harry Potter anymore. And that's a tough hill to climb, man. That is a tough hill to climb. I mean, I don't know that Mark Hamill was ever able to do it. I mean, obviously, Mark Hamill went on to do some other really great things, but when you say Mark Hamill, all you think is Luke Skywalker. That's not so bad.
Corvette Summer, dude. Come on now.
Or Guyver. Remember his Guyver movie? Yep. You remember Mark Hamill's Guyver movie?
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, he did some great things, particularly Joker and things like that, but he will always primarily, instantly, when you hear the name Mark Hamill, you will think Luke Skywalker. And I'm sure there's a million actors in the world who would love to have that problem, but still, right? And so Daniel Radcliffe is at a place where he's like, I'm fine. Like he's getting some momentum going now. Like he's in that new Channing Tatum, Sandra Bullock movie coming
the
up.
Lost City of
the Lost. Yeah,
he plays the villain. He looks like he's great.
He's playing
in it
the
too.
bad guy in it. He's done some great artistic films. Horns, Guns Akimbo, or Kimbo, I always mispronounce that. Obviously, Swiss Army Man. It's kind of a little bit of Robert Pattinson that he's done in his career as well, which is good. And And to him, I get it. It kind of seems like if I went back and did Harry Potter now, any progress I have made over the last 10 years will be gone. And he's not wrong. He's right. It kind of would be. On the other hand, guys like Vin Diesel, who thought he wanted to go away from Fast and the Furious and away from Triple X, they realized, wow, the fans really did love me in that, and I did make a lot of money doing it, and they went back. Sylvester Stallone at one point said in his career that, yeah, I think I have moved on from the Rocky films and from Rambo films. That was a couple decades ago. Well, then he did Stop 'Em or Mom Will Shoot, and eventually he came back to those films, and the fans loved it, and he loved it, and he made money, and they're still making Rocky movies in the form of Creed. And for a Daniel Radcliffe, I would almost say this. Look, man, while it is a tough hill to climb, always being known as the one character and all that kind of stuff, there are actors who would kill to be in that position. And there are millions and millions and, dare I say, billions of Harry Potter fans that would love to see you return and would bring a lot of joy to the world. And by the way, make you and a lot of people a lot of money. That, I don't know, maybe he should consider it a little bit more. I say that fully acknowledging, though, what he said. I mean, and what a difficult choice it would be for him to kind of face. I think we will see him back as Harry Potter at some point, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anytime soon. Rob, you hear Daniel Radcliffe's words. He's in a position that not a lot of other actors have found themselves in, and what he's trying to carve out for himself here. What do you think about his comments, and what do you think he should do?
First of all, look, it would be the easy thing. He can always go back to Harry Potter. And I think The Cursed Child, if The Cursed Child was, some groundbreaking piece of work, it was done for the stage. It's its own thing. I can understand. He knows what it is. He knows what he's going to get into. It's been a theater production. It wouldn't be his, really, if that makes any sense. It was already done. If they came up with an excellent Harry Potter script, I think give it another 10 years, you could make an epic Harry Potter movie with the original cast.
Yeah.
If you wanted to. But you'd have to come up with something really, really great. I don't know what that is. But, nobody wants to be typecast for the rest of their lives. Creative people especially want to do other things. And he's become a really good actor. Like, I really enjoyed Horns, which is based on a Joe Hill, Stephen King's son's story. Guns Akimbo was a hell of a lot of fun. Swiss Army Man was also a lot of fun, and he plays an erection flagellating flatulating dead person. I mean, who would have thought Harry Potter would have played? That was about as far away from Harry Potter as you could get, and I think that he's making the right choice, especially from that Sandra Bullock movie premiered at South by. So I haven't read any reviews of it yet. I did see a reviewer on YouTube that had seen it and said it was quite good.
I've heard it's quite good. I've heard people are really liking it.
And I mean, with that talent involved, Brad Pitt, it looks hilarious. So I think he's doing the right thing.
And the other thing about this too might be the actual project itself, Cursed Child.
That's right. Yeah.
Because I would rather another story. Like just pick up Harry Potter, Harry, Hermione, Ron, 20 years later, 25 years later, and go from there. So that might be the other part of it, is that specifically they asked him about Cursed Child, and maybe he's just like, nah, because that's gotten some lukewarm reaction too. But I think 5 to 10 years. Like, I know he said like the Star Wars guys got 30 or 40. I don't think he's going to wait 30 or 40, but give him another 5 years. And I think we might say, by the way, I just want to put this out there. Ray, I don't know if you saw this, but yesterday they put out that Hogwarts Legacy, that first look, like it was a 20+ minute first look thing at the game.
That's what I was asking you in the beginning of the show, if you saw that.
I did.
What'd you think?
I really liked what I saw. Like it looked it looked like a little bit of a mix of World of Warcraft with some deeper role-playing game aspects to it, all kind of wrapped up into this very Potterish world. And Anne watched it with me, and she was like, when is that coming out? It doesn't come out till later towards the end of the year. But I got to say, it looked really good. And I think if it's as good as it looks, it could keep that Harry Potter fever going and see where they go.
I had two things run through my head. I was like, this is really cool, and I'm going to die a lot in this game.
Oh, yeah.
It looks super complicated because of all the things you could do. I really hate these types of games, but I play them. I just die a lot. So hopefully it won't frustrate me enough where I will quit the game, but we'll see.
Dude,
but it looks good.
You should see me trying to play God of War right now. Yeah, that's not a pretty sight. That is not a pretty sight, watching me trying to play God of War right now. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Daniel Radcliffe says, nah, I'm not ready to go back to Harry Potter at this point. Good idea, bad idea? Do you think we will see him at some point? What do you think he should do if you were his confidant and whispering advice to him? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of this video, Policy Genius. Life insurance can give you peace of mind that if something happens to you, your loved ones would have a financial cushion for rent or mortgage payments, loans, education costs, and everyday expenses. Policy Genius is your one-stop shop to find and buy the insurance that you need. You can click in the description or head to policygenius.com/Campea and answer a few questions. In just a few minutes, you can compare personalized quotes from top companies to find your lowest price. You could save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius, because the team of licensed experts at Policy Genius will help you understand your options and apply for the policy that you choose. The Policy Genius team works for you, not for the insurance companies. You can trust them to offer unbiased help and advocate for you at every step until you're covered. And to make things even better, Policy Genius doesn't add on extra fees, they don't sell your info to third parties, and Policy Genius has thousands of 5-star reviews across Google and Trustpilot. So right now, head to policygenius.com/Campea to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save.